You know, one of the lakes I grew up fishing really taught me a lot about fishing was Grand Lake. Had a lot of success there through team tournaments, BFLs, and stuff like that. Most of it was in the spring, and the reason it was in the spring, first of all, is that's when most of the tournaments were, but it feels like in the spring I kind of have an idea of how these fish act. Number one, if you're going to go to Grand Lake and you want to compete in the tournament, or if you want to catch big ones, you need to be looking for areas that these fish are staging, meaning they're grouped up, they're getting ready to move to the bank and spawn. That's, of all of the tournaments that I've won there, 99% of the time I'm fishing staging fish. Now, is there a secret bait or is there a secret location? Absolutely not. It depends on the water, and there's really two scenarios for Grand Lake. Number one, it's going to be clear. All right, clear meaning a foot, 2 foot, 3 foot visibility. In those situations, I'm probably going to be cranking, you know, like a square bill, something that's going to get down 5 or 6 foot around these points, around these docks. The key is a lot of these fish stage on these docks. And some days they're going to be up high, and some days they're going to be out down lower. You know, a lot of it that I crank with is the Sunline crank line. You can adjust your depths cranking based on your line size. I like 12 when I want to get down there deeper. If I had my choice, I want to get up there, you know, 16, just because I'm fishing around these docks. Another good bait for that time of year would be a jerk bait. I like a rogue around these docks, around these points, and it's the same scenario. I use sniper in that case, and my choices are 12 or 16. The clearer the water, I want to use 12. Get down there a little bit deeper, 16. Those are really the two key baits that over the years I use to target those fish in clearer water. A lot of times the grain is dirty just because of all the spring rains we get, and that's whenever I'm really kind of, you know, I'm excited to go fishing. And to me, that deal is pretty much 100% spinnerbait. And the key to that thing is not only finding those groups, but learning the depth that they're in. You know, I'm typically going to slow roll that spinnerbait, and I like a couple of different lines. You know, shooter's a great one. You know, it's tough. I'm not scared to throw it around the docks. This is 18, but the size varies, 18, 20, and I'll even go to 22. When I fished the Classic there, I was throwing 22. One line that's come out since then has been the Power to CFC, and this is getting to be a line that not only do I flip with, but also I throw a spinnerbait with a lot. And the reason being is I can just see those bites, you know, those subtle springtime slow rolling bites where, you know, it didn't cut your line, it didn't take the rod out of your hand, there's just something there, and I can detect those with those bites. But going to that lake, you want to look where they stage. Like I said, under these docks, these isolated, doesn't matter how deep the dock is, because in most cases they're going to stage, you know, 4 or 5 feet underneath it. So the dock can be 10 foot, the dock can be 30. I've even caught them, I've won BFLs on docks in 60 or 70. So you really have to pay attention to that, and just keep in mind that you may not have to change baits every day, just change line sizes to get the right depth that you want. And when in doubt, if you can get away with it, go bigger, because a lot of these docks, you know, have cables and stuff like that. But great lake to fish. I've won a lot of money there over the years.